Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and she is Myra J. Hey, Myra.
Hello, I am Myra J. And who are you?
And we say hello to you all. How you doing, Myra?
I'm doing very well. Very well. I took my rollers out my hair, which you can tell. Now I'm looking like, the ghost of Shirley Temple, like her great grandmama or something, but that's all right.
No.
We're gonna let the curls
No,
fall out.
no relation there.
No, you know how we do as black women, like it's kind of tight. I gotta if I have an event Friday, I have to take the curlers out and let them kind of fall,
Oh,
let them cascade into the look that I want.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So,
yes.
so do you have an event on Friday? And are you cascading?
Walking to the mailbox. That's the
Okay,
hard one.
okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, every little bit outing helps, I
Yes,
guess.
it does.
Especially if you're going to the mailbox and picking up some checks.
Well, this is what look. This is what we hope for every day.
Okay, okay.
Every day.
Absolutely. This is a day with Myra J, normally with Stephen Hill, and Quinn Townsend Riley is not with us. Stephen Hill, not sure if he's delayed or if he is going to another worldwide concert with his bride, probably driving to the Grand Canyon right now as we speak. Last week it was going to Palm Springs.
To see
And
Madonna, right?
right,
Mhm.
right. Yeah. So maybe we'll get a report on that. Um, Myra, the weather here is sunny.
Bipolar,
Is what?
bipolar, like
Yeah,
this.
well, not no. It's we had a nice rain over the weekend, and then it got sunny, but it's still cool-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it because we've already had 90 degrees this season, so not
Well,
mad at this at
yeah.
all.
We had 80 on Thursday, and then the last two nights we've had freeze warnings.
Yeah.
But it's actually heating up quite nicely. And
Oh, good.
apparently the bees are like, I don't give a dang. The wasps and the bugs and the snakes are like, we here, catch up.
Yeah, yeah. The skeeters are alive,
Hmm.
and the skeeter eaters is what they're also known as. Those are the bugs that look like horseflies, but they eat mosquitoes and keep them away. But they're out, and other creepy crawlies are out here as well. I was like, can't y'all freeze up and die or something? I'm not a fan of the bugs. Hey, speaking of bugs, hello, Stephen Hill.
That wasn't a bug sound. That was not. That was a
Oh, you
motorboat
were
sound. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
motorboating.
I don't
A
know.
motorbug,
I
perhaps.
don't know where that came from.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even quite sure where that came from. But
Okay.
hey,
Okay.
what's happening?
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
I'm fine. Great, lovely. It's California. It's California sunshine.
How was Madonna?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It was. Yeah, she was doing it. So the funny thing is, I'm not the biggest Madonna fan, and I notoriously, some people believe I shaded her after she did her Prince tribute on the Billboard Awards a few
Uh,
years back, with our snarky like, yeah, we saw that. We'll join you. So, but I do. I'm a Madonna fan, and she has some great. She has some great music, and it was great seeing that stuff live, like Into the Groove and Crazy for You and
she
Live to
played the hit.
Tell. She played the hits. And the funny thing is she played the hits, but just hit adjacent as well.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Open Your Heart is not one of her bigger hits, but she played that. Live to Tell is one of the
Hmm.
big, but so that was great. And her stage show as always was phenomenal and well thought out and awesome.
You and your wife must be great members of the audience. You must be the ideal audience members because you both love the music. You are fans of performances and can appreciate a great performance. Is my guess right?
So we are the people who are rah rah rah, and then all of a sudden we'll be stone still and silent as we're inspecting and watching the
Hmm.
production and how it's
Hmm.
happening.
Hmm.
So while the crowd can go crazy, we're looking out. That light, the way they put the light through the smoke is kind of awesome there.
Hmm.
That turntable where they have the kind of the acrobats. So yes. See, we look at the
And then you
production as
take
well.
out your little notes and you take out your little notebook and make
No, no,
notes.
no. In my head,
Okay.
I'm able to keep all of my notes for exactly a minute and 47 seconds.
That long, huh?
That's better than me.
62. 62, baby. CM Williams from Facebook says "Open Your Heart" was a huge hit. It was, but when you don't think of Madonna, you think of like a Virgin,
Right.
Material Girl. Like it wasn't Vogue. Like so it was a hit, but it wasn't like the big
But I like
giant.
I like what you called it, hit adjacent.
Mhm.
Hit adjacent. It was hit
Yeah.
adjacent. Yes.
Yeah. I like, and I think that, and I think when you say that, we know those songs, and I would agree with you. And I'm no musicologist, but I would agree that that was hit adjacent. So it did well.
It was awesome. It was awesome. She was not. People have talked about. She's been sued for coming on late. By the way, Madonna was actually sued for coming on late. She, 8:30 ticket. She was on by 9:40.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people complained that an 8:30, and she wasn't coming on till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they're
Yes.
like, it's
Really?
school night, and
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
The babysitter for our grandkids is about to be gone. So, yeah.
Any come dressed as Madonna? Any?
All of them. Oh my God. The 40 and 45 and 50-year-old women who came in their like a virgin lace.
Oh yeah.
Like talk about a
Really?
contradiction in terms. Whoa.
and no men. None of the fellas came dressed as Madonna like a virgin.
So I say this because Madonna said we saw her in Palm Springs. Madonna said, I've been a lot of places, but Palm Springs is the gayest place I've ever been.
That's what.
In celebration, because there were men who came as couples, they came dressed as Madonna in different outfits. It was a festive affair.
Oh,
I heard the same thing about Taylor Swift's show too. That it
really?
was, that they really came to show their Swiftie alliance and allegiance to her.
Well, I'm going to be wearing my friendship bracelets while I watch it on Disney Plus.
Myra, have you ever seen Madonna in person?
No.
Neither have I, but I hear she gives a great show. So good for her. And she's you're talking about the 60s. She's what, 65?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, remember she was in a 4-day induced coma close to death.
Yeah.
Less than a year ago.
That's right. That's right.
Kudos to her. Kudos to you.
Kudos indeed. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this little newsletter thing. This is the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is where we seek to super serve the African American community and to tell stories by us and for us. And it's not FUBU. It's just the way I said it. It's boo-foo. But it is also stories that we think that will hit home and affect a lot of the people. Our young contributors have their various assignments. Quinn Townsend Riley is normally here with us today, and she covers the LGBTQIA plus beat, as well as young Aprilette Russell will be with us tomorrow. She's mental health and wellness. Quinn's big brother is Cameron Riley. He covers politics, along with yours truly, as well as Coy Malone, who does social justice. So speaking of Quinn and her story, she is talking about a transgender case, and this took place in Indiana. The Supreme Court rejected appeal from parents who lost custody of a trans teen. They declined to decide whether an Indiana couple who believed children should be raised based on their sex at birth should have lost custody of their teenager or transgender girl. According to the news reports, the court rejected an appeal from the teen's parents. They said that the parents lost custody because of the medical necessity of addressing the teen's severe eating disorder, not because they are devout Christians. I'm thinking the devout Christian situation may have played a part in this. The case with Mary and Jeremy Cox began in 2021, and the Indiana Department of Child Services received multiple reports of abuse or neglect, both related to the teen's transgender identity. One report accused the parent of verbal and emotional abuse because they did not accept the teen was transgender. That's not unusual. Obviously, we've had stories like that, and we've had parents who've had difficulty. These people believe that, a lot of it based on their extreme Christianity faith, that she should not have been regarded as a female. It should have been the person that they were born to be. And they said that with increasing frequency, governments run through roughshod over parents' religious beliefs on gender identity, including removing children from parents, favoring certain beliefs in divorce, custody disputes, and preventing adoption, said the lawyers for the Cox family. They said that these cases are sure to proliferate. The parents have the right to exercise their religious beliefs, the appeals court said, but they do also have the right to exercise them in a manner that causes physical or emotional harm to the child. They That's tough.
Yeah, from what I got from the story was that the child was removed because the parents refused to deal with the eating disorder. This child had a really
Really
severe,
bad case,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and then I don't know the exact laws there, but that could fall under child abuse. So yeah, I could see how that could happen.
So she had an eating disorder. The parents were like, "No, you don't. We're going to treat you normally," and the state chose to remove.
Because of the way that they chose to treat or not treat the eating disorder, but also embedded in this was the transgender situation, Myra, and
Right.
so that was the initial removal cause, or cause for removal, and also her gender status was also a question.
Was it a question or a cause? I just want to make sure. Like,
Well,
is it
no, it was a question in the case. I don't know that it was a cause.
interesting?
Right. They said the
They were
cause
going with the
an
eating
eating disorder.
disorder.
Yeah, and yeah. I used to be a child abuse investigator, and I could see the fine line there.
And they said, after the hearings, the judge ordered the teen to be removed from the parent's custody to get treated for the eating disorder and participate in family and individual therapy. Well, the child may be going for the therapy. I'm not sure about the family therapy, quite honestly.
Mhm.
And, getting past the eating disorder, which oftentimes comes from something else.
Mhm.
So, oh my
Mhm.
God, Stephen Hill, you have such a beautiful
Yeah.
background. Oh my gosh.
It's fake. It's fake. It's green
Oh,
screen. It's green
okay,
screen.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Good.
right.
All
It's
right.
wallpaper.
Well, I hope the child does well. I
Yeah.
hope the child
Yeah,
does well.
yeah, absolutely. Um, One of the stories that I covered was disturbing to me, and I'll also relate how it is a part of our express yourself question today. But Donald Trump is on the campaign trail. He was in Ohio. Obviously, presidential campaign 2024 is underway, right? They are both over the top. They have the number of delegates that they need. Nobody's really in their way. I mean, there were people who voted for others that were running against them in their respective Democratic and Republican races. But for all intents and purposes, Donald Trump is the Republican nominee and Joe Biden is the Democratic nominee. But he was out in Ohio, which is a state that the Democrats have a lot of concern about. How is this going to turn? Because it is still primarily a red state. The one member of the national politics scene is the Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown, and they are hoping that he is able to maintain his seat. So Donald Trump was out there. He was promoting one of the Republicans who was running for the nomination in the Tuesday race. And so he started talking about the automobile industry and saying that the Chinese had better watch out because when he becomes president, he's going to have a 100% tariff on the cars that they try to sell in this country. And he said, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, talking about the Chinese produced vehicles. And you're not going to be able to sell those guys if I get elected. And they said, that's when it took a real ugly turn. And he said, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. And when he said bloodbath, a lot of people they started clutching their pearls because he's made threats before, and dictator on day one. He loves Hitler, he loves Putin, he loves all the dictators, and he is also capable of of fomenting this kind of violence that we saw January 6, 2021. And my point in this was when he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, that was the sign, that was the signal, if you will, about what was going to come January 6th for them to have the electoral college vote. And if he did not get the vote, and now I say that this bloodbath is now for the people who are not in prison because of January 6, 2021, but because these people who were at home waiting for the message. And I don't know if people agree with me or not, and I know some people that don't care, but it was powerful enough for me to want to put the story in the newsletter.
Well, this is how I feel about it. I really think January 6th caught America off guard, particularly DC. I don't think, now I'm not saying that a bunch of loose cannons aren't out there and be like, yeah, make America great again, whatever. But I promise you, we got some guns too. And when I say we, I mean the government. The government is not going to let a bunch of loose, and I'm trying to keep it clean, loose cannons, as I said, excuse the pun, come in and take over the country. Okay? They can bring it if they want to. I promise you. Yeah, it might be a bloodbath, but they may be surprised whose blood it is.
Okay.
First of all, I believe they're called loose Caucasians. First of all, second of all, loose Caucasians is what they are. Look, I think January took everyone by surprise. No one more than Donald Trump. Now, once it was no longer a surprise and it was a reality, that's when the challenge was, because Donald Trump reveled in it as opposed to try to shut it down. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he planned. There was no planning of January 6th. He was trying to get people mad. He had no idea they would actually storm over to the Capitol.
Okay.
Okay.
No. I'm just putting it out there. Go ahead.
In his prepared remarks, he didn't have it in there. It was when he went off script and talked about, like, you go over there. Like, I don't think he really thought it was going to happen. But once it started happening, he reveled in it. He loves the idea that he can, once if he says bloodbath, that people will really take it to heart. I agree with you. I think he just likes having a reaction. He likes having the ability to make people do things. He doesn't care about the consequence. He does not care about who gets injured or hurt. He just likes to, yes, as it is scientifically referred to as rabble rousing.
Yeah. I think that his people, and there were enough people, and there's enough evidence now, and especially members of the House and not so much the Senate, but members of the House who were prepared for something to go down. And I say that he was a part of that. He may not have been, you go here and you go here and you bring these guns and you bring these weapons and then you go sit in Nancy Pelosi's office and you kick your feet up and do all that. I don't think he was a part of all of that kind of craziness, but I think that he played enough of a role to get people like I said, members of Congress who were not surprised and who were prepared to go in and help them do the damage that they were prepared to do.
I have equated this whole movement to Jim Jones and Jonestown, Guyana. And one of the things that I said to someone last night, I said, so this man misled all of these people, and when it came down to it, he had them drink the Kool-Aid. And if you remember, he didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
None of it.
He didn't know. He died of a gunshot wound because he was trying to get away. And right. I'm like, these people they don't even have a plan. They just follow Trump. They just sit back and wait to do whatever he says. And I just feel like I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. They're all going to be like, oh yeah, Kool-Aid's here. Have some fun, right?
I'm like, look, you can have the grape or the strawberry, but it looks like you're drinking Kool-Aid to me.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid's here. And then years down the line, when history calls it all, when history finally looks back, they're gonna say, wow, you should have had a V8.
Okay.
Is that what history's gonna say?
She had a V8.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I hate to say time will tell, and I really it frightens me enough to believe that something drastic could happen. But that is the fatalist, I guess, in me. I've never considered myself to be a fatalist. Just popped in my head. One of the other things that we talk about in the newsletter is Life's Essential 8. And these are the 8 things that we should be doing and following these guides, if you will, given to us by the American Heart Association. Next week, we're going to have a special show about this. And today, talking about how to manage your blood sugar, how to manage your weight, how to manage your cholesterol, exercise, eating properly, no smoking, and those are all a part of Life's Essential 8. So please take a look at that. The first step to managing your blood sugar is to understand what makes blood sugar levels rise, and we're not talking catfish. We're talking this is serious business, and make your blood sugar levels rise, and what glucose is, and how you can manage that. So please take a look at that, and then join us next week when we have our special. All right. So moving to the question of the day. I had one question, and then I was given a suggestion for another question, and I think I'm going to go with the suggested question because it does pertain to what we do here. And so the question of the day is, what news story are you so done with? You don't have to hear another thing about
Didn't
blank.
we just have this discussion like 60 seconds ago?
Yeah. So that's why I want to kind of drive it home. Have you had enough talk about Donald Trump? Because I think the more information we give people, the more empowered they are with their decision making. And as I wrote my story about Donald Trump today, but my focus was trying to show the work that Letitia James is doing. To be fair, but is it Donald Trump? Is it enough about what Joe Biden, or the fact that Black folks are now going to vote for Joe Biden? Or you just saying we're going to vote? Let's just keep it moving. What is that topic?
The country is so split, and it's such a political hotbed now that I don't think that many people are sitting back going, I don't know who I'm going to vote. Most people already know. So I'm
Mhm.
like, let's just bring on November. I don't have to see a debate. There's nothing
Yeah.
Donald Trump could ever do, ever to make me vote for him. So I don't
So
need it.
nothing about Donald Trump. You miss you with him.
Yeah, done. Oh, yeah, done.
Okay,
Done.
Stephen Hill.
I am horrifically entertained by all things Donald Trump. 100%. Donald Trump brought my mother and I closer together
That's
during the
true.
pandemic,
That's true.
right?
Yep.
We would get on the phone every day after
The
the
press
press
conference.
conference. And did you see that mother? Did you see? Right. So Donald Trump will always have a warm place in my heart, but never in the ballot box. So let's not get tripped.
Let's
Don't
be
I
clear.
can't believe you like Trump. Don't have that Trump. Oh my God, I can't believe you say like Trump. No, Donald Trump, my mom and knuckles. I am not. What am I tired about? I'm gonna have to agree with. I'm sorry, I saw I can't. Who? I'm tired of the photo
Kate
gate,
Middleton.
Yeah.
photo gate, Kate Middleton photo gate.
Ah,
Like, oh my God, somebody adjusted a picture so they could get a wrinkle out of their son's pants. Wow. Now, if it shows up that she is actually Black and they photoshopped her to be white, that's the story I want to hear. Like, that's if she got a cut on her face from where Prince William was did something or something, like, then we can talk about it. But if she's straightening out the trousers of her son and straightening the sweater of her daughter, leave me alone.
So this was a discussion at yoga yesterday, and the fact that people are really tired, and I know, and I have purposely stayed away from that on this show. I don't talk about it because it doesn't really do anything except kind of jazz people up a little bit. But I'm not an Anglophile, but I am interested, and especially in the life of Diana and her children. Okay, that was my generation, was Diana. So and Yolanda and I were talking. I was like, that wasn't her at the market. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? And that's I said, I don't care what they say, that was not her at the market. She's like, you sound like the crazy women on The View. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
you need a nap.
yeah.
You need a nap. Let me tell I am probably one. Now, I really held a special place in my heart for Princess Diana, only because she became the people's princess and kind of broke protocol.
Right.
The rest of them over there,
Miss you with it.
this is not hate. This is not shit. I just don't care. And when they have all this pomp and circus, and the entire world is concerned because Princess Kate or Kate, King Charles, I don't give a flying. Look, you know how many Nigerian kings over here? Let's talk about them.
The princes that are messing up her life.
I was sitting up here like, I really don't care about any of it. And I think that the media forces it on us to try to make us care, but no, that ain't gonna happen.
I think that's the most ridiculous thing, a Kate sighting. And I think that they have jazzed this up to such a point, Myra, because they don't talk about what this mysterious surgery was. But it's not our business.
Thank you.
But it's not our business.
She deserves a private life.
Right.
The challenge is it's our interest. It's not our business.
Right. Right.
It's our interest, right? And the same thing.
But a lot of people think they have the right to know.
It's absolutely. Well, the royal family has put it out there like we are everybody's family. So I get that, but I need to understand the royal family, Ozempic, Trump, all happens. This is all news because it's what people watch and what people care for. So as much as we may be tired of it, there's a larger section of the population who is riveted by everything that has to do with this.
Hang on, Myra. Hang on.
I'll say it one more time. This has all happened because back in the late 40s, early 50s, they decided to take commercials for newscasts. All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Walter Cronkite.
Is it that we want to know, or is it because they tell us this is what we want to know? That's what I'm saying.
And
I think there's enough machinery. There's enough machinery that does research on a daily basis about what people are interested in and what they want to hear more about. And by the way, what they want to hear less of, because what you want to hear less of is really something you're tired of. Is something you kind of secretly want to hear. So I think there's all these research engines that are around that are there to make it not so they tell you the truth, not so they tell you the things that you should know. It's the things that keep you watching so they can sell more commercials for more money on their channel, which is why news should have never depended on commercial income ever.
Okay. Let's go to the comments, Yolanda. Tasha.
Who is Tasha K?
Is Tasha K the woman whose husband had the affair? Is that the woman?
Yeah, the 50 story. Is that 50 stories? Yeah.
Is that Myra? It's a woman in Georgia, and she discovered that her husband was having an affair.
Who the TF did I marry?
Yeah. I think that's who that is. Yeah. Taylor Swift and Princess Kate, says Pamela Sullivan on Facebook. Okay, so both them women.
Now here's the thing for me with Taylor Swift. I am not a Swiftie. God bless her. I think she's a wonderful businesswoman. She has a huge following. But there was so much hate towards this woman during the Super Bowl. I was defending her because I said,
right,
she got the right to go to the Super Bowl and watch her boo play. She doesn't say, okay, now you all put the camera on me every other minute. She didn't call that play. So stop hating on her for that.
unlike Giselle, Tom Brady's ex-wife,
right,
who used to talk about his co-players, who used to talk about his teammates, like, oh, he should have caught the ball. I don't know why he wasn't. She used to talk like mad about them.
But they do not like. But wait till Queen Bee puts Taylor on her next album. So CM Williams, the ignorance on YouTube.
I said that.
The ignorance on YouTube. Not everything on YouTube is ignorant, but we do spend a lot. I don't. But a lot of people spend a lot of time on YouTube, and they spend it on social media. Bonnie Willis says Dora Levette Tiggs on Facebook. Are you all tired of hearing Bonnie talk?
No, actually, she hasn't. She only talked when she had to talk.
Well, no, the conversation, not her. Yeah.
Yes. Well, hopefully we've moved beyond that, and she can focus and go in for the kill now. Like, you know.
So I'm curious about that, Dora Levette Tiggs. Are you tired of the talk about Fonnie and the way that they're dragging her? What is it that you are tired of in terms of the news about Fonnie? Because I really need to understand this, because I'm planning to cover this until the very end. And so I really need to know what you don't like about it and what you're tired of. That would give me, and to be able to provide some balance. CM Williams, drug commercials, sickness commercials 24/7. You're done. Well, I do watch a lot of daytime television and watching the news and what have you. And all of those medical prescription drug commercials and telling you more of what you can get from the drugs than what they'll prevent.
This nation should be in perfect health, because I don't care what you got. We got a name for it, and we got a pill for it.
Yep,
that's absolutely right. And the name of that pill is Ozempic.
Are you tired of the Ozempic conversation?
Let me come back to that for a second. First of all, I want to correct because Risa Tisa is the person who does after marriage, and Sasha K is a vlogger for correction's sake.
Oh, right.
Thank you, Regina Glover for that correction. I'm not tired of Ozempic. I understand that Oprah pulled off a great coup the other day by making something that was basically a commercial seem like a news story.
Yeah. It was not the infomercial that people thought that it was going to be.
That's what I kind of said. Like, I'm kind of reading between the lines on this.
Yeah. And when they said that she gave up her alliance with Weight Watchers, because she thought it would be a conflict of interest, and I was like, conflict of interest for the drug she used instead of just the Weight Watchers food. Okay.
I think the takeaway is like, well, eat what you want, take the shot. Eat what you want, take the shot. Ooh, that pork chop looks good. Take the shot.
And forget your blood sugar. Ms. M01 on YouTube says Miss Netta and Charles along with Krishan and Blueface. Like, who is making these random folks newsworthy? Sick of them. Stephen Hill, can you speak to the pop culture there?
Yeah, it's not your generation. It's not your generation.
Yeah.
When we were going around talking about like we love Naughty by Nature and Troop, your parents were going like, who, what? It's our turn.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I literally just looked them up last week, and I still don't get it. And I'm like, so is this like a comedy bit, or I haven't figured it out. Like, what's the point?
So you know who I'm sick of, and it's not fair, perhaps, because I think they're both sick individuals, and that's Kanye West and his wife, and her need to expose herself, and his encouraging this at what some people say is a jab back at his ex-wife, because of the way that she would dress and flaunt her body, and this is his effort now to do this, but this young woman is taking it to such a level. I'm really done. And I know that he has issues, and he might not be on his meds or whatever, but it's just too much for me.
Well, I'm just glad we haven't heard a whole
Do we know whether she dressed this way before she was with Kanye or not? I think this is probably because she did.
She did. But she's taken it to a whole nother level. I mean, her dad's like, yeah, she's been pretty overexposed all her life, but this is way over what she was before she got with him.
I think interesting. I'm sorry that her husband has had a clothing line with people dressed in gunny sacks, and she's running around Europe booty butt naked.
That's the ridiculous thing. Now he's walking around with a full head mask, gloves, and And
I
all she
propose
has
this
is her
scenario.
phone holding it at the goodies.
Yep.
I
Yep.
propose this as a scenario. Perhaps she's
Okay.
dated men before. She likes dressing like this. She's dated men before, and
Mhm.
those men were like, "Ooh, I don't like it when you go all out like that." So she covered up more. So she's with Kanye, who's Kanye's like, "Be you, do you. If that's how you want to dress, that's what you should do. I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not worried about other guys looking at you. I'm not worried about other guys hitting on you, like perhaps some of her older boyfriends were."
Like
And
Donald Trump,
she is
maybe.
it allows her to live her life as loud as she chooses to. I'd say consider that scenario because I believe that is a very realistic scenario.
Okay. All right. And you would know better than I. So okay,
I'm just saying.
and I'm just saying I'm tired of it. But they won't find themselves in my newsletter. So boo hoo. All right, let's move to trending topics. And here on It's Sybil, we do shout outs. Never let it be said that we don't do a good shout out. Okay. Whether it's your birthday or your anniversary. And so happy belated birthday to a member of the It's Sybil crew. Velma Shockley had a birthday yesterday. We did not get to wish her a happy birthday, but today we do. Velma Shockley, you don't look a day over 50 years in a day. And so happy birthday to you and happy 20th anniversary, Stephen Hill, to Yolanda and Ward White.
20 years. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Way to go, Ward.
And in 20 years, we'll say that to Shantae. 20 years
Oh,
and
the
still
shade.
loving, still in love. Check this out. They name hurricanes, right? And we know Katrina, we know all of these hurricanes that have done such horrible damage. The World Meteorological Organization Hurricane Committee elected to retire 2 hurricane names after the 2023 hurricane season, which will change the 2029 hurricane season names. The organization voted to retire the Northeastern Pacific hurricane names. Just off the top of your head, do you know what names they might have or that you would like to get rid of?
Ward. No, I'm wrong. No. We
Hurricanes.
moved on from that story. My bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
yeah, we've moved on. Hurricane Steve.
There was
No.
Hurricane Steve?
I don't know. I just.
Oh.
There's always a Hurricane Steve, baby.
Oh, if only I were 3 drinks in a nightclub.
We can make that happen.
Not yet. Not yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
okay. Hurricane.
Oh, that's a good.
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you go.
No, I was going to. Janet Ferguson off of Facebook said, if you're going to retire a hurricane name, Katrina's a good one to retire.
Right. And
Oh,
I think they did that previously.
Right. I thought you said names from 2023.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Dora and Otis.
Well, Otis is a name that just needs to be Otis is going to be like
Otis is the town drunk. Why are you going to name
Otis
a
just
hurricane
seemed like the first janitor, since they built that building, Otis came with the building. Can we retire Otis from all things right
and
now?
Hurricane Dora Joyner. We can't say her last name, can we?
No.
But Hurricane Dora.
Are they making new Otises? Like, are they making new like Otises and like new Berthas? Like, are people and who are not juniors?
Right.
Are parents really going like, oh, no one in our family ever has been named Otis, but we're gonna call you that, and you
right? No, they are. They are.
They're
The
making new
old school
Otises?
names are coming back. Yeah.
Oh my
really?
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
my
and I-
gosh.
This is funny.
Question of the day: what old school name should never come back?
Okay. Orangelo and Myra used to have a joke about the names that she came across.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I used to work at we always said the unemployment office, and Yeah, can I say it?
Uh-huh.
This quick story. So we were told to always, when we were calling in a customer, to address call them by the last name first, and then the first name, because it just shows more respect. And I looked down, and I kid you not, the last name was Phuc, the first name was Yu, and the middle name was Boi.
Come
Yes.
on.
Yes,
Come on.
I cannot
Come
make this up. I cannot make this up. And the fact that I remember this like almost 40 years later, and yes, I went up and said, "Fuck you, boy." There was an entire family that just, me. And it was a whole family of them. And it was the most hilarious thing. Yes.
My
That's
my
funny.
cousin Sylvia, who was a teacher in Los Angeles School District, and God bless her, she had would this was the first day of school, and she had a family of Vietnamese, and the child's name was Fuck You,
Mm-hmm.
Phuc
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yu.
Yep.
Yep, that was the child's name. She did it real fast, and they're like, "What did she? Did she just say?"
Oh, I was like, I ain't never gonna get this opportunity again. I announced it to the whole lobby. Like, who in here is?
They're like, "Ooh, Miss Dunn, ooh." So yeah, farewell to the hurricane names of Dora and Otis. Each brought destruction last year in the Pacific Ocean basin. So that goes there. And and despite one of they said they retired both names, despite one of those tropical cyclones that never made landfall. And they maintain six lists of hurricane names that repeat every 6 years. And then it gets to the point where like, we're done.
Okay.
We're done. Yeah.
Hmm.
So um I don't know if this affects you guys. I'm having, and I don't know if it's a reflection of age or if it is what they are saying in this particular medical article. But dull, flaky skin has a lot of people like me feeling the blues, and it could be my diet, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to blame. Consuming sodium, sugar, and caffeine can dehydrate your skin, according to experts, emphasizing the need for hydrating from the inside out and not just using all those expensive creams, right? And that I spend way too much money on. We spend a lot of time with products to hydrate the skin from the outside. We really need to start on the inside, according to a registered dietitian. The dull, flaky complexion and other things, as I said, the consuming of go good for y'all.
Yeah,
Okay,
water, hydrate.
yes, and but Myra, they also say you should eat your water,
Oh, like what? Watermelon and
like
things.
watermelon and fruit, all the fruit
Mhm,
and lettuce and
mhm,
cucumbers and
mhm.
things like that. Yeah.
'Cause I drink,
Well,
and
not just
it's
chew
not good.
water. Not
I
just
drink
chew water.
celery
Okay.
juice every
Oh, okay.
morning. Celery juice is supposed to be very, very, very good. And people are like, "Is it good?" No, no. Just imagine you fall with your mouth open in the middle of a celery patch. That's what it tastes like.
They say drinking moderate amounts of caffeine may be just enough to disrupt your sleep, however, which can have negative effects on your complexion. According to dermatologists, one night of poor lack or a lack of sleep can result in decreased skin hydration, compromised barrier function, and accelerated skin aging and dark under eye circles.
Well, this
Um,
is hereditary. These bags, thank you, Victor Merriweather. Okay.
It's why we wear glasses, my friends.
And,
It's
and
right,
why we wear
right,
glasses.
right. Added sugars are not just bad for your waistline, they can also damage your skin by affecting the process of how your body repairs and creates collagen in the body. And they say that sodium as well can have also dehydrates the body by pulling water from the cells. And too much of that can leave you high and dry and looking kind of prune like. They say more than 2,300 milligrams per day can not only cause dry skin, but also 2,300 milligrams of salt, of sodium, can cause the dry skin, but also it can have caused bloating, puffiness, under eye bags, and acne due to excess oil. Yolanda, too much sodium and too much candy.
And also flying. If you fly a lot,
Yeah.
listen, flying is very dehydrating. So when you're up in the air, yes, those drinks are nice, but make sure you have water.
If you're in that section and they offer you a free drink, though, don't turn it down. That and the salted and the hot nuts.
Well, that's the way we like them. So
Oh yeah, you know.
not going to turn that down.
Myra, they say consuming the water-rich foods like spinach, cucumbers, melons, berries, either raw or steamed, to maintain hydrated skin is a very good thing. And what you put on your skin and what you drink and eat throughout the day are both critical in terms of keeping skin properly hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is anybody watching the? Have you filled out your brackets for the NCAA basketball tournament, college basketball?
My university was 6.1 seconds from going to the big dance.
Yeah.
And they got beat in the final after they beat Princeton, which they never do, never do. Anyhow, so I'm sorry. All to say, no, I don't even know who's in it. Who's in it?
Northwestern is still in it.
Really?
Yes. My nephew's
Your nephew's in his new school, yeah. So I watched the early games because those are when the HBCUs are in it. Last night it was Howard. Tonight it's Grambling. Grambling is now playing. Howard. Oh my God! It was. Oh, they came so close.
Oh.
They lost last night, 71-68. Against Wagner. They lost 71-68, and tonight Grambling is playing Montana, and that's on True TV, and that is also a what? But True TV is showing those games. So good luck to you, Grambling. But I'm telling you, Howard was like double digits away, separated from Wagner, and they came back, and they were 3 points out. And they were shooting the 3-pointers. First one did not go in. Somebody else got it. Second 3-pointer did not go in. Third 3-pointer buzzer and did not make it. It was.
They needed Kyrie Irving in his left hand. Is what they needed.
And Kyrie would have helped the brothers out from Howard too.
There it is.
Yeah. So, and I believe they said that this is the first time that Grambling has ever gone to a postseason game. So good for them, and I'm wishing them a lot of luck. Yeah. This is horrific. Have you guys heard about the Goon Squad? This is. If you don't want to hear about this, I'm going to tell you the story.
Yeah.
Fourth ex-Mississippi Goon Squad officer got 40 years for torturing of 2 Black men. The former Mississippi Sheriff's deputy has been sentenced for his part in the racist torture of 2 Black men by a group of white officers who called themselves the Goon Squad. His name is Christian Dedman, was sentenced to 40 years in federal prison. Good. I hope it's just a dark, dank place that you go. But the torture of 2 Black men, and they said that they did it because these men were living in a house with a white woman.
Yep. They did not break a law.
Yep. And they did such horrific things, sexually abusing them and physically and sexually abusing them to the point where and they were smart enough to shower them so that there would not be any evidence to what they did to them.
Yep. One of them put a gun in one of the victims' mouth and pulled the trigger.
And destroyed,
part of his face.
One of the guys, Dedman, as he was apologizing, would not look the men in their faces. As he apologized, said he would never forgive himself for the pain he caused. I hope that Big Bub never lets you forget either.
That's right.
Yeah, he'll have plenty of time to think about that.
He was described by one of the victims as the sickest of 6 former officers who pleaded guilty to the torture of the 2 Black men, admitting they subjected Michael Corey Jenkins and Eddie Terrell Parker to numerous acts of racist torture in January of last year after a neighbor complained the men were staying in a home with a white woman.
Yeah, you want to talk about racist torture? Welcome to your cell.
Okay.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy about that. I want to be clear. Don't condone violence.
No, you don't. No.
But I ain't sad. I ain't really sad.
Really not sad.
I'm not sad
Not really
at
not.
all. It's not sad.
So let us move to entertainment. Did anybody see Dr. Dre make his first appearance on a talk show in 30 years last night on Jimmy
Has it
Kimmel?
been 30 years?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
Wow.
My
He-
brother sent that to me. I have not seen it yet, but I was basking in the sunshine of him
Were you
getting his
there
car on the Walk
yesterday?
of Fame. I did not go. I did
They
not go
said they
yesterday.
had to shut
Yeah.
the streets down.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Stephen Hill, will you
He
let
means
us know?
he means more to he means so much to LA. You got to understand, like
Yeah.
Dr.
He
Dre
said he
and
was
the fact that
surprised. He said he was
Yeah, yeah.
surprised that it, and Jimmy was like, "Why? People love you, man." And
his representation, yeah.
uh,
He's representing of Los Angeles, of California,
hopeful.
the amount of jobs he's brought to the area, his dedication to education, along with Jimmy Iovine, is spectacular, and I'm glad he felt that love.
I can't say that I feel that love for him, and I do have some issues with past relationships. But he joked that his first album work with Snoop Dogg was called Doggy Style, and this next album that he's working on with Snoop is going to be called Missionary. Um,
Well, to be honest, there's so many other names they could have chosen. I'm glad they chose.
Yeah, I mean, Myra, you're absolutely right. And
Nope,
my
I think
mind-
I think Beyonce got that with Reverse Cowgirl, didn't she?
I'm like, what? I'm
Sorry about
like,
bravo, bravo. Stephen Hill, when you get your star, will you let us know in advance so that we can?
Yes,
be
yes.
there?
I believe it's happening on the 12th of February. So
You are a media giant, a darling.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're very kind. Yeah, no.
Okay, Myra, when you get your star, will you let us know?
There we
Well,
go.
look,
Now, that's more
wait,
like
put-
it. That's more
for
like
the
it.
start, I can grab one of them out the little arts and crafts box that I got back here.
Myra J's name is on Sunset Boulevard, though. Myra J's
Yes,
name is on
yes,
Sunset.
Yes, it is.
Myra
It's on
J's
the
name is
wall.
on Sunset. Let's be
Yes, it
clear.
is.
That's
On
right.
We
the
can
front.
jokey, ha ha, but
Yep,
Myra J's
yep.
name is on Sunset Boulevard.
Comedy Store Hall of Fame wall. Yes,
correct
yes,
answer.
yes,
That's right.
yes.
That was pretty awesome, and
That was
it's a
great.
great
Thank
place
you
to be.
again so much, Guy Tori. Yes.
Yeah, our friend Guy Tori. Let us close out with today's jewel, and we are on talking on the topic of health all week. Good health supports emotional stability and mental clarity, enhancing overall quality of life. So, if we inhale good health and exhale poor health. That's funny to me too.
It wasn't funny. It was just my emphysema kicking in. My bad. Bad health. I was exhaling the emphysema. It just got caught up.
And
It
the
got caught
emphysema-
up as the exhale, like kind
and
of a catch-22.
It would not leave you. It was waiting for you to exhale, but it just didn't leave you. Thanks, you guys. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you. Great conversation amongst good friends. Appreciate you. Have a good week. Go out there and be good to each other. Aloha.
Okay.